My name is Emma. I'm 28 years old, and I live in a quiet little town by the river where everyone knows each other's name. This is the story I never thought I'd tell. I used to think my life was ordinary, but in a good way. I worked at the local library, surrounded by stories and silence, and I liked it that way. My mornings were slow and simple, coffee on the porch, watching the river flow, listening to the birds. I shared my life with a man named Daniel. We met in college, fell in love over late-night study sessions and cheap pizza. After graduation, we moved here together, searching for peace. We found it, or at least I thought we did. Daniel was gentle, the kind of man who remembered birthdays and fixed leaky faucets without being asked. He brought me flowers for no reason and held my hand during thunderstorms. I trusted him completely. We laughed a lot, about nothing really, just the little things. I thought we were solid, unshakable. On weekends, we'd go hiking or stay in and cook something new. Our home was small but warm, filled with soft light and quiet love. I thought that was enough. I believed we were happy. It was a Saturday evening in late November. The kind of night where the air feels heavy, like something is about to change, even if you don't know what. Daniel said he was going to a small reunion with some of his old university friends. Just a few people, nothing wild, he told me, kissing my forehead as he grabbed his coat. I'll be back late. Don't wait up. I smiled and told him to have fun, even though something about his voice made my stomach tighten. I told myself not to overthink it. I wasn't the jealous type. I stayed home that night, made some soup, lit a candle, curled up with a mystery novel I'd been meaning to finish. The house was quiet, just the way I liked it. But my mind wouldn't settle. I kept checking the clock without realizing it. Midnight passed, then 1. At 2, I finally fell asleep with the lamp still on. The next morning, I woke to the sound of the front door opening. Daniel walked in slowly, his shoulders hunched, his eyes bloodshot. He didn't speak right away, just stood in the kitchen, staring at the floor like it might open up and swallow him. I asked if everything was okay. He didn't answer at first. Then he looked at me, and I felt my heart drop before he even said a word. There was something in his eyes I hadn't seen before. Guilt, fear, shame. And I knew, deep down, that something had happened. Daniel sat down at the kitchen table and placed his keys beside his untouched coffee mug. His hands were shaking. I asked again, "What's wrong?" He didn't look at me when he spoke. His voice was low, barely more than a whisper. I did something I can't take back. I felt the room freeze around me. My heartbeat pounded in my ears. "What do you mean?" I asked, though part of me already knew. He finally met my eyes, and that's when he said it. "I kissed someone last night." At first, I thought I'd misheard. It didn't make sense. Daniel wasn't that person. I asked again, slower this time. "You... what?" He nodded, his jaw clenched. "It was someone from university. I didn't plan it. We were drinking, and she leaned in, and I didn't stop it." I stared at him, unable to move. My fingers gripped the back of the chair so tightly they hurt. He kept talking, trying to explain, but the words sounded distant, like an echo in another room. "It meant nothing," he said. "I was drunk. It was just a stupid moment." Just a moment. That's what he called it. Like a second could undo 10 years. I felt my throat tighten, my chest ache. "You could have stopped it. You should have stopped it." His eyes filled with tears. "I know. I'm sorry. I love you. Please, Emma. Emma, please forgive me." But I couldn't speak. The pain was too sharp, too fresh. I turned away before I started crying. I didn't want him to see me break. Not yet. I don't remember walking to the bedroom, but somehow I ended up there staring at the closet. My hands moved on their own. I pulled out his overnight bag and began tossing in whatever I could grab. Shirts, jeans, his shaving kit. He followed me, still talking, still begging, but I couldn't hear him anymore. My ears were ringing. It felt like the walls were closing in. He kept saying, "I made a mistake. One mistake. Don't throw everything away." But he had already thrown it away the moment he let her touch him. I turned to him, tears running down my face, and said in a voice I barely recognized as my own, "You don't live here anymore." He froze. For a second, I thought he might argue, might shout, might try to force his way back in. But he didn't. He just stood there, his mouth slightly open, as if searching for the right words. There weren't any. I opened the front door and stepped aside. He looked at me one last time, eyes full of regret, and walked into the cold. I shut the door behind him, locked it, and slid down to the floor, shaking. The silence that followed was deafening. The next few days blurred together. I went to work, I came home. I ate just enough to stay upright. I didn't answer Daniel's calls, though they came constantly. Messages too, long, desperate, aching. "Please talk to me. I can't sleep. I love you." I deleted most of them without reading. I needed space. I needed to breathe. Then his mother called me. Her voice was soft and nervous, like she already knew I wouldn't want to hear what she had to say. "Emma, sweetheart, I know you're hurt, but Daniel is a good man. He made a mistake. All men do." I felt something twist inside me. "You stayed with your husband after he cheated, didn't you?" she added. "We made it work. You can too." I clenched my jaw. "I'm not you," I said, "and I won't teach myself to accept less than I deserve." She sighed and said, "Think about the life you built together." But I already had. I thought about it every hour. I thought about how it had cracked in an instant and how fragile it must have been all along. Everyone had an opinion. Forgive, forget, be understanding. But none of them had to live with the weight of betrayal. I did. At night, I couldn't sleep. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, replaying every moment in my mind. The way he said goodbye that evening. The way he avoided my eyes the next morning. The way everything shifted in a single breath. I thought about the life we had built, the quiet mornings, the laughter in the kitchen, the way he used to kiss my cheek when he thought I was asleep. I missed it all. And I hated that I missed it. But somewhere between the tears and the silence, I started to hear my own voice again. A voice I hadn't listened to in years. It told me something simple, something strong. Love should never make you feel small. It should never make you doubt your own worth. I realized I could love someone and still choose to walk away. I didn't need to be cruel. I just needed to be honest, with him and with myself. And the truth was, I deserved better than what he gave me that night. Weeks turned into months. The pain didn't vanish, but it softened around the edges. I began to find comfort in small things again. The smell of clean sheets, the sound of rain tapping the windows, the way the morning light filled the kitchen. I started walking by the river every evening, letting the wind clear my thoughts. I smiled more, even laughed sometimes. It wasn't the same life as before, but it was mine. Quiet, honest. Daniel never really disappeared. He messaged now and then, not with pressure, but with gentleness. He asked how I was, told me he was working on himself. He said he stopped drinking, that he was seeing a counselor, that he wanted to become someone I could trust again, even if I never came back. I didn't reply, but I read every word. He saw me once at the grocery store and didn't approach. He just gave me a soft smile from across the aisle, and for the first time, it didn't hurt to smile back. It was a warm Sunday afternoon in late spring when he showed up at my door. He didn't bring flowers this time, just himself. His eyes were calm, no longer desperate, just open. "Can we talk?" he asked. I hesitated, then nodded. We sat on the porch, watching the river. He spoke first. I don't expect anything from you. I just wanted you to know I still love you. I always have. And I'm still becoming the man you deserved from the beginning. I looked at him for a long time. He wasn't the same man who walked out that night. And I wasn't the same woman. There was still hurt between us, but also something else. Space, growth, and the faintest shimmer of possibility. We didn't rush anything. There was no dramatic ending, no promises whispered in the dark. Just quiet, understanding. Maybe one day we'd find our way back to each other. Maybe not. But I knew this much. I had found my strength. I had learned to choose myself. And whatever came next, I would be okay. I truly would.